Thank you very much for providing me the opportunity to give an update of research on reverse mortgages being conducted at CPAR and the University of New South Wales. I'm going to give you an update on 3 projects. The first is looking at the optimal use of housing in retirement. The second is looking at the potential to use home equity for the purchase of long-term care insurance. And the third is looking at behavioural explanations for limited demand for reverse mortgages. So I'll look at the first project. So in this first study, what we were interested in is working out the lifetime benefit of different home equity release strategies. So we looked at downsizing, the reverse mortgage, the pension loan scheme, and home reversion. And what we did extensive economic modelling, looking at different economic scenarios, actuarial modelling, the age pension, superannuation, tax conditions, and we estimated for both singles and for couples the lifetime impact of taking these home equity products. So what I've shown, what I have here is the impact for a single female for 10 wealth deciles if she took an income stream of 1% of housing assets at retirement. And we can see here the huge benefit of taking a reverse mortgage or the pension loan scheme, which would give her the equivalent of up to $500,000, a lump sum equivalent, compared to not using housing assets at all. Now, if she took more housing assets or if she took a lump sum, the reverse mortgage would dominate the pension loan scheme. In our second study, we looked at the ability of people to use housing assets to buy long-term care insurance. And so we ran a stated choice experiment, an online survey, where we asked people to make choices of buying a long-term care insurance product. Now, this product is like a life care annuity, which would pay people income depending on how disabled they were. We put people into 3 conditions, and one condition, they could only use non-housing wealth to buy this product. A second condition, they could use non-housing wealth and their reverse mortgage. A third condition, they could use their non-housing wealth and home reversion. And we can see clearly here that giving people access to housing assets to buy long-term care insurance increased the purchase of that insurance. Not using the house at all, people only used around 5% of their household wealth to buy long-term care insurance. But giving people access to their house tripled that in the case of a reverse mortgage. We can see here that the people in our sample who were pre-retirees, people close to retirement who were homeowners, had a slight preference to taking a reverse mortgage over home reversion. So we can see here the huge benefit of people accessing their housing wealth to make a major expense in retirement in terms of funding long-term care. In our third study, we were interested in whether people would buy reverse mortgages and whether we could encourage them to buy more if we address some of the behavioural biases that people face. And those behavioural biases could be product complexity. People don't understand the product. Mental accounting. People don't include housing in the mental account to prepare for retirement. And narrow choice bracketing, where people don't think about the range of expenses that they need to undertake in retirement. So in this particular study, we administered an online survey to a sample of Australian pre-retiree homeowners, and we asked them whether they would like to buy a reverse mortgage and how much of their housing assets they would like to use. We put people in 5 different conditions to try and test different information presentations to address behavioural impediments. Overall, we found that 42% of our sample would purchase a reverse mortgage, taking an average of 13% of housing assets. And the people most likely to do this were the people with low housing wealth. For our different information treatments, we found that the mental accounting treatment worked best. So the mental accounting treatment was best at actually influencing people to take more of their housing assets to purchase a reverse mortgage. Broad choice bracketing worked as well, particularly for people who had concerns about the adequacy of their retirement savings. So overall, from this research that we're conducting at the University of New South Wales, we see that reverse mortgages and using other forms of home equity release have huge potential benefits for individuals. They can improve individual lifetime wellbeing. They can contribute to aged care funding. These products also have potential economy-wide benefits. They can improve the effectiveness of the retirement income system by encouraging people to use all of their household assets rather than just superannuation. And they can also support the sustainability of aged care financing by providing an asset such as housing for people to draw down and purchase long-term care insurance to supplement private provision. There's also some potential for reverse mortgages or home equity release products to provide an economic stimulus, but I think that'll be a long time coming because it'll take a while for these markets to build up. But in the event of a reverse mortgage market, I think our research also shows that it's necessary to address the behavioural barriers to the drawdown of these assets. There's still strong mental accounting where people don't think of using a house to support themselves in retirement. And there's still not very much awareness and low understanding of these products. So we have to work very hard to try and educate and inform the retirees in Australia. I think public policy is helping to some extent. The expansion and promotion of the pension loan scheme will help people understand about using home assets in retirement, and also the guidance that will be provided under the Retirement Income Covenant. But we still have a long way to go. So thank you very much for allowing me to provide an update, and I look forward to providing an update at next year's Three Pillars Forum.